Have you ever stopped to consider that maybe you've been interpreting life completely wrong? Most people believe everything's random, that we here because of a cosmic accident. But what if it's the exact opposite? What if every pain, every delay, every unexpected meeting was part of a highly intelligent plan, far beyond our current understanding? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that life's logic isn't chaos, it's precision? The truth is, most people live on autopilot, thinking everything's out of control, when in reality, everything is happening exactly the way it needs to, and more. Not seeing this makes you suffer more than necessary. Life has its own language, and once you learn how to read it, you stop feeling lost. Here, you'll discover why nothing is by accident, what the real mission of the human being is, and how serving existence might be the key to flipping your reality this year. So if you feel like something bigger is calling you, even if you can't explain it yet, stick with me till the end, because this video might be the beginning of the answer you've been searching for. And hey, if anything resonates along the way, hit that like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Trust me, content like this is rare, but it might be exactly what's been missing from your path. There is a kind of wisdom that only the silence at the end of a cycle can reveal. When the year ends, it is not just the calendar turning. It is life inviting you to make peace with everything that seemed to go wrong. The human mission shows up in the details, to reflect, understand, and serve your own story with more truth. Adversities, they weren't punishments. Often they were teachers in disguise, pressing just the right spots to make your soul grow. Some people look back and only see failure, but if you pay close attention, every fall had its own logic, a built-in intelligence. Nothing is by accident. That layoff, that breakup, even that painful diagnosis, somehow each of them served your evolution. Want to apply this now? Write down 3 hard situations you went through this year, and next to each, write what you learned. It might seem simple, but it's inner alchemy. It's like cleaning up your house after a storm. Some things go in the trash, others get restored with extra love. The mission of the human being in this moment is learning to tell the difference. And that only happens when we stop seeing life as a victim and start approaching it as a student. The real question is, what if all of this was exactly what you needed to become who you were meant to be? Life isn't a mess of random events. It has structure, a hidden logic operating behind the scenes. Thinking clearly is almost a superpower nowadays, because most people react, but few reflect. That's where intelligence comes in, the ability to make good choices even when chaos is shouting. The mission of the human being is not to avoid storms, but to understand the intelligence behind them. Think about it. If someone wakes up every day late, irritated, repeating the same habits, they're not living. They're being lived. That's the opposite of intelligence. A decision made without awareness is a prison dressed as routine. Serving life with wisdom begins when you start noticing your patterns. Nothing is by accident, not even your habit of scrolling on your phone late at night. Every action sends a message to life, and it responds back. A practical move? Before making any major decision, pause and ask, does this serve what I want to build, or is it just feeding a craving? It seems small, but this kind of question shifts everything. The logic of life isn't cold, it's deeply educational. And once you start to see that, a whole new understanding begins to unfold. Take a deep breath and think with me. What are the odds of all the exact conditions for life just randomly falling into place? Right temperature, perfect distance from the sun, a balanced atmosphere. It's like someone fine-tuned the settings with insane precision. That's not chance. That's a clear sign of intelligence. Nothing is by accident, not even the fact that you're reading this right now. The human mission begins here, realizing you re part of a masterpiece and essential to it. It's like building a puzzle with billions of pieces that for some impressive reason fit together perfectly, and not just once. They keep aligning day after day. From atoms to the love you feel for someone, everything pulses in an order that defies chaos. Serving that project with awareness is one of the most powerful ways to exist. Once you get this, your sense of urgency changes. You stop running blindly and start walking with direction. Life's logic is far too precise to ignore. Now let's go further. Life doesn't evolve by crushing the weak. That old idea of survival of the fittest has already collapsed. Science itself shows that life advances when parts cooperate. From DNA to solar systems, everything thrives through service to something greater. Your body is living proof. Heart, lungs, brain, none survive alone. The human mission follows this rule. We grow by loving. Nothing is by accident. Even biology teaches us to serve. Ever met someone who only thinks about themselves, always in competition? They're playing the wrong game. Real intelligence is cooperative. Knowing that helping others doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you. It works everywhere, at work, in relationships, even online. If you share something valuable, life finds a way to return it. Life's logic rewards those who serve, and from that truth, another question starts to echo. When people say love drives life, it's not poetry, it's the physics of the soul. Love here isn't just romance, it's cooperation, harmony, and selfless giving. It's when someone carries the weight in silence, when one hand reaches out to another at the right moment. Everything that evolves together. Nothing is by accident when the whole universe is working in unison. The human mission is both simple and profound. Learn to grow with love. Everything else will follow. Life demands more from us when love is real. Complexity requires surrender. Forests, families, entire ecosystems, they only thrive when there's honest exchange. Love is letting others grow, even if it costs a bit of your ego. And let S be real. Maybe it was time for you to be the strong link in the chaos. If this video lit something in you, trigger the bridge effect. Share this with someone now, hit like and subscribe, because this is life class. But at some point the body has reached its limit. It's done its part. And now nature hands the baton to humans. It's your turn. The real challenge begins, to evolve from within. The mission of the human being leaves the physical and steps into the invisible. Life stops shaping our bodies and starts shaping our spirit. Nothing is by accident. Each experience cracks a shell, refines the soul. Nobody becomes better just by reading or watching videos. Real transformation comes through pain, friction, and frustration. That's when life teaches, molds. Serving your own growth takes humility. Spiritual intelligence isn't measured by degrees but by actions, forgiving the ones who hurt you, helping without seeking applause, speaking less and listening more. And if you're paying attention, life will keep testing you until you learn the next step. Sometimes everything feels off, problems piling up, people drifting away, missed chances. And you ask, why? But truth is, life doesn't send random lessons. Nothing is by accident. Each situation arrives at the perfect time with the exact content to sculpt exactly what is still missing in you. The mission of the human being is to stop complaining about the test and start learning from it. Notice how situations repeat, different faces, same patterns. That's life saying, you didn't learn this one yet. Serving your own growth means facing what hurts. Because what you resist persists, and what you accept and learn from transforms. The logic of life is persistent. It hits replay until the message lands. Maybe what you're going through now, someone has lived before. And maybe the answer is hiding where you least expect. Everyone wants growth. Few want the test. No one enjoys pain. But that's what stretches us. Just like school, life tests before it promotes. Every struggle has a purpose. And no, it's not punishment. It's hidden progress. Nothing is by accident. The mission of the human being is to see tests not as punishment, but as springboards to greater self. Take someone who keeps suffering in toxic relationships. It's not life picking on them. It's a repeated lesson that self-love hasn't been learned yet. Life's tests are targeted and specific. Refuse to grow. The lesson comes back. Embrace it. You evolve. Serving that process is freeing. The test only hurts when you resist. When you surrender, it shapes you. But the biggest challenge is leaving the test with wisdom, not bitterness. So many carry past pain like it's a badge of honor. But life isn't asking you to hold the poison. It wants you to extract the vitamin. Nothing is by accident. If it hurt, there was something to learn. The human mission is to walk forward lighter, stronger, and wiser. If we could truly see our own flaws, we'd predict the life lessons coming our way. But that level of self-awareness is rare. Most people blame the world for pain that was self-inflicted. The mission of the human being is to spot those shadows before they become storms. Nothing is by accident. Even the comment that irritates you the most usually hits exactly where you still need to heal. Life leaves clues everywhere. We just ignore them. That irritation, that recurring cycle, that person who tests your limits, all mirrors. Life isn't vengeful. It's revealing. It shows you who you really are when comfort ends. And there's the chance to serve your own growth, not by running away, but by facing your flaws with courage. Life's trials don't just hurt, they reveal. It's easy to claim patience when everything's fine, but get triggered and your truth spills out. Life knows exactly where to press. Nothing is by accident. The human mission is to stop pretending you've already evolved and humbly accept there's still work to be done inside. Life speaks just not in words. It talks through signs, symbols, gut feelings, and coincidences too precise to ignore. A repeating number, a stranger saying the exact thing you were thinking, a song playing at the perfect moment. That's communication. The mission of the human being is learning to listen with the soul. Nothing is by accident, not even the details you usually dismiss. Existence is a puzzle revealing itself, piece by piece, and once you learn to read the signs, life speaks louder. Simple tip: track your patterns. What themes, words, or people keep showing up? That may be the universe trying to start a conversation. Serving that symbolic language is a higher form of intelligence, and once you listen, you're no longer lost. Ever asked a question, then randomly met someone with the answer? That's synchronicity, when outer events match inner needs. It's not magic, it's precision. Nothing is by accident. When you're aligned with your mission, life places clues in your path. It's your job to notice, because when the heart asks sincerely, life always replies. Even in symbols. Life isn't silent, it answers. But only to the right questions. Most people ask from fear, not from depth, but when the question comes from an honest place, the answer always follows. Maybe not in words, but in people, signs, or delays. The mission of the human being is learning to ask better questions, because nothing is by accident. The answer you get depends on the question you ask. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Game changer. That shift opens a whole new door. Life is clear. Those who seek wisdom find it, but those who just want validation stay blind. Serving life means listening more than speaking, and when you truly listen, the answer always finds you. The ultimate mission of the human being isn't chasing stuff. It is becoming a bridge between the eternal and the everyday, between virtue and behavior, between wisdom and action, bringing beauty, truth, and goodness into the real world. Nothing is by accident. If this video found you today, maybe it's time to become that bridge. Because when someone lights your fire, it's never just for you. It's to light the path for others too. There are things you still don't understand, and that's okay. It's not ignorance, it's growth in progress. The human mind is powerful, but it has limits. Some answers only come after certain seasons. Trying to explain spiritual logic with emotional immaturity is like teaching algebra to someone learning to count. The mission of the human being is knowing that some answers only arrive with maturity. Nothing is by accident, not even the silence. You know that uncomfortable silence from life that feels like abandonment. Sometimes it's protection, sometimes it's instruction, and sometimes it's just the universe saying, "You're not ready yet." The logic of life respects your pace. Don't rush it. Serving divine timing is part of the process. And let this sink in. If you don't get it yet, it's because you are still growing. So keep going and share this video with someone on the same path. Like it, subscribe, and stay with us. This journey is just beginning. True humility is accepting that there's still more to see. Some things make sense until you stop looking with logic and start feeling with your spirit. Nothing is by accident. Even the silence speaks. And those who learn to hear it are already walking in a different kind of wisdom.